Which of the following is not a proper way of disposing excess pesticides? The answer is down a drain. That's not the proper way. How often should you calibrate your equipment? The answer is anytime changes are made to the equipment. 57. This step of IPM process involves maintenance, records, and reporting. The answer is communications. To winterize large spray equipment against freezing, you should do what? Answer is drain chemical from your tank, add water and antifreeze, run antifreeze and water mixtures through the hose. That's the answer. 63. The hoses of spray equipment should be inspected for damage at least how often? Daily. When using a bellow hand duster, the stem should be at the what? The stem should be at the top. Where do you find instructions for cleaning equipment? The manufacturer. The answer is the manufacturer of equipment. 67. The reason for calibrating equipment is to do what? The answer is, for answer 67 is, check the pesticide flow so it can be applied at a proper time. 69. Which of the following factors is most important when selecting pesticides? The answer is intended use of pesticides permitted by the label. 70. A pesticide spot application means that the maximum size of anything continuously treated area cannot exceed what? The answer is 2 square feet. In order, number 71, in order to legally treat a large carpeted room for fleas, a pesticide must be labeled for what? It should be labeled for general pesticide applications. Which of the following statements, 72, which of the following statements does not apply to the use of dust? The answer is sensitive equipment such as compressors should be treated with a small hand duster. 75. Which of the following is not an example of mechanical termite control? The answer is chemical injection into wood seal. 76. Which of the following is not a Georgia minimum treatment requirement? The answer is chemical injection of infested wood members. 77. When making a complete termite treatment, cellulose debris must be removed if it is, answer is, if it is underneath a building, cannot support a termite colony. 3, will interfere with proper inspection or treatment of a building. When making a complete termite treatment, cellulose debris must be removed. 78. The minimum clearance between the wood and the building and the soil is what? The minimum clearance between the wood and the building and the soil is, the answer is 6 inches. Herbicide applications, 78, 79. Herbicide applications along foundation walls, around footings and pipes, and to critical entry points must be applied at what rate? 4 gallons per 10 linear feet. Masonry voids such as tile, concrete, blocks, etc. must be treated at what rate? The answer is 2 gallons per 10 linear feet. Masonry is 2 gallons per 10, and termicide application along foundation walls is 4 gallons per 10 linear feet. masonry voids such as tile, concrete block, etc. must be treated at the rate of, the answer is 2 gallons per linear feet. For masonry, 2 gallons. For turbicide, 4 gallons. 81. Earth fields next to a building can be legally treated for termite by what? The answer is removing the soil next to the building and treated the area with an approved herbicide. B, by drilling and riding from the side. C, drilling and riding from it too. And D, drilling and riding from inside the foundation. So any of the above is correct. 81. Under which instance would you not use a termite baiting system? You would not use a termite bait system when a pre-construction treatment, B, a post-construction treatment in the construction with a spot treatment, C, near wells and other bodies of water where a liquid application is not practical. So the answer is D, all the above are appropriate. Next question. Which installing plastic sheeting on the soil for moisture control the plastic sheeting? When installing plastic sheeting on the soil for moisture control, the plastic sheet should cover what percent of the soil? It should cover, the answer is it should cover 70% of the soil. 84. Pesticide runoff may cause what? It may cause damaged non-target organisms. B, contaminate surface or underground water. C, be corrected by proper grounded ditching or plant vegetation. So the answer is D, all the above. 85. Which of the following statement is not true concerning pesticides leaching through the soil? The answer is it is more common in sandy soil than in coarse soils. Which of the following statements is not true concerning pesticides leaching through the soil? The answer is it is more common in sandy soil than in coarse soils. 86. Which of the following statement is not true concerning pesticides absorption? The answer is increase in absorption by soil increases the absorption by plants. Which of the following statement is not true concerning pesticides absorption? The answer is increased absorption by soil increases the absorption by the plants. That is not true. 81. The movement of pesticides in the soil may be affected by what? The movement of pesticides in the soil may be affected by what? The answer is topsoil, B, ground cover, C, slope soil. The answer be all the above. Number 90. Which of the following statement is not true concerning particle drift? Is not true. It's A, suspended particles in the air. Which of the following statements is not true concerning particle drift? And the answer is suspended particles in the air. 91. Surface waters may be contaminated by pesticides through what? Surface waters may be contaminated by pesticides through what? A runoff, B, leaching, C, drift, D, contaminated groundwater. All the above is the answer for that. 92. The primary source of groundwater is what? The answer is B, leaching. The primary source of groundwater is what? B, leaching. Which of the following procedures would be most harmful to bees and other pollinated insects? The answer is applying wettable powders, encapsulated material to the outside areas in the early morning. Which of the following procedures would be the most harmful to bees and other pollinating insects? Applying wettable powder and encapsulated materials to the outside areas in the early morning. 95. Sickness resulting from repeated exposures to pesticides over a period of several months or years would be what? Sickness resulting from reported exposure to pesticides over a period of several months or years would be what? That would be chronic toxicity. Chronic toxicity. 96. The most common way of being exposed to pesticides is what? Skin exposure. The hazardous way of being exposed to a pesticide is what? The hazardous way of being exposed to a pesticide is inhalation. This method of pesticide exposure acts the slowest on the body. That would be, the answer would be ingestion. This method of pesticide exposure acts the slowest on the body. The answer is ingestion. This pesticide, 103, this pesticide application involves the treatment of an area. This pesticide application involves the treatment of an area no more than 2 square feet. That would be, the answer would be called a spot treatment. 105. Mechanical pest control devices include what? Sticky boards, snap traps, and porcupine wire. Mechanical pest control devices include sticky boards, snap traps, and porcupine wire. All the above. 106. Which of the following is a method of termite control used? Which of the following is not a method of termite control used? Direct contact spray. Which is the following is not a method of termite control used? Direct contact spray. Which of the following is not a requirement of employee registration program? That would be a high school graduate. A. Number 2, which of the following pest control employees are not included in the employee registration program? Certified application. 3, in order to maintain his and her registration, employee must complete what? Employee must complete 8 hours of training every 5 years per category. The safe use and proper disposal of pesticides are a requirement of who? That would be C, Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act, FIFRA. 5, which of the following certification categories are not administered by the Georgia Structural Pest Control Act? The only one is lawn and ornamental pest control. Which of the following information need not to be included on contracts for control of wood-destroying organisms? Which of the following is not needed? The things that are not need to be included on control for wood-destroying organisms is a diagram showing active and previous infestation of the WDOs, effective date of the contract and price work. C, renewal conditions and what happens if structure changes. D, terms of guarantee or warranty. And that'd be all above are required. So these are things that are required. So all those things right there are required. Which of the following pests are not covered by wood infestation inspection report? Other words known as the clearance letter. Number 7, which of the following pests are not covered by the wood infestation inspection report? That would be carpenter bees and carpenter ants. Number 8, which of the following procedures is not a minimum requirement minimal treatment requirement for subterranean termite jobs, which is not a minimal treatment requirement. And the answer is, which is not a minimal treatment required, is provide adequate ventilation. Number 9, the minimum adequate treatment for control of wood decay fungi includes which of the following procedures? That would be B, application of a vapor barrier. That's the minimum adequate treatment for control of wood decay fungi. Includes which of the following procedures? And that would be B, application of a vapor barrier. 10, which of the following is not a required precaution when treating schools? What is not required, that all services must be delivered by a certified applicator. That's not a requirement. 11, the first step in controlling a pest is to what? The answer is B. The answer is the first thing you want to do is identify the pest. 12, things that compete with us for food and fiber or attack us directly are called what? Those are called, the answer is D. Those are called pests. 13, a living plant or animal that a pest depends on for survival is called a what? A living plant or animal that a pest depends on for survival is called a host. 14, and adult insects have what? 3 regions and 6 legs. The answer is 3 regions and 6 legs. 16, which of the following is not a shared feature of humans, insects, and arthropods? Which of the following is not a shared feature of humans, insects, and arthropods? The answer will be B, a closed circulatory system. 17, which of the following statements is true concerning the ectoskeleton of an insect? Which of the following statements is true concerning the ectoskeleton of an insect? A, it covers the outside of the body. B, it sheds periodically. And C, it is used for muscle attachment. And the answer to that is all the above. 18, an insect with a nymph or naive stage will have which type of metamorphosis? That will be an incomplete metamorphosis. 19, a cockroach about a ½ inch long with 2 dark stripes on the area behind the head is a what? That is a German cockroach. When you see the 2 dark stripes on the area behind the head, that's a German cockroach. 20, the adult smoky brown cockroach is described as what? It is uniformly dark brown is the answer. Uniformly dark brown. The description of fleas, 21. The answer is A, are flattened from side to side. 22. Stored product pests, description, is B. They generally have low moisture requirements. Stored product pests generally have low moisture requirements. Which of the following statements are true concerning silverfish? Which of the following statements are true concerning silverfish? The answer is C. Feed on almost anything containing starch. 24. Carpenter ants. C. Often leave small wood shavings outside the nest area. Carpenter ants often leave small wood shavings outside the nest area. 25. Termites, description. All right, the answer is C. Broadly joined abdomen with and a straight antennae. The antennae is straight. Broadly joined abdomens and the antennae is straight. 26. Dry wood termites. Description. Dry wood termites have hard fecal pellets. Dry wood termites have hard fecal pellets. 27. Light-tipped powder puss beetles do what? A. They make small exit holes. 28. This is the step in the IPM of the word known as the Integrated Pest Management process where the action plan is enacted. That would be B. Action plan implementation. Action plan implementation. 29. Which of the following statement is not true concerning rodents, rats, and mice? The statement that's not true on here is C. Have keen eyesight. 30. Norway rats. Description. The answer is B. Usually nest in the ground but will climb. Norway rats usually nest in the ground but will climb. 31. The description of the house mouse. A. Is slender and weighs about 1 ounce when grown. Usually nests within the structures. C. Prefers to eat grains. And D. Have about 8 litters per year. This is the name for the collection of hyphae that water-conducted fungi use to collect water. This is the name for the collection of the hyphae that water-conducted fungi is used to collect water. That would be rhizomorphs. The answer is C, rhizomorphs. An herbicide is used to kill or control what? Herbicide is used to kill what? Birds. Number 33. The answer is birds. That's what herbicide is used to kill or control birds. 34. Stomach poison usually enter the body through what? That would be A, the mouth. Stomach poisons normally enters the body through A, the mouth. 35. Which of the following pesticides will have the shortest residual life on a porous, unpainted wood, etc. surfaces? That would be C, emulsible concentrates. Emulsible concentrates. 36. Which of the following pesticides have the least visible residue? That would be A, emulsible concentrates. Which of the following that would be the least visible residue would be emulsible concentrates. 37. Which of the following pesticide formulations may cause phototoxicity, meaning plant harm? That would be emulsible concentrates as well. 38. Which of the following is not an advantage of baits? The answer would be D, attractive to human and pets. 39. A finely ground powder with a wetting agent added would be a what? A wettable powder. A finely ground powder with a wetting agent added would be what? A wettable powder. 40. Which of the following mode of action main group categories will affect the ability of an insect to molt? Which of the following mode of action main group categories will affect the ability of an insect to molt? That would be the chitin synthesis inhibitor. 41. These pesticides work by damaging protective waxy coating found on an insect's exoskeleton. That would be, the answer would be A, desiccants. These pesticides work by damaging the protective waxy coating found on an insect's exoskeleton. That would be desiccants. 42. Pesticides in this mode of action main group category. Pesticides in this mode of action main group category must be eaten in order to be effective against the pest. That would be D, the disruption of the insect's guts. The pesticide in this mode of action main group category must be eaten in order to be effective against the pest is D, disruption of the insect's guts. 43. Which of the following is not a route of entry for pests? The answer would be D, the eyes. This is the term used to describe where a pesticide is working on a pest in the mode of action list. The answer is B, target site. Which of the following statements is not true concerning insect growth regulators? It's not true. Well, these are things that are true. A, they mimic hormones found in the insect's body. They can cause sterility in adult insects. C, they affect the ability of insects to molt. All the above are true concerning the insect growth regulators. 46. Which of the following statements is not true concerning fumigants? The answer is C. This is not true. They are only a threat to insects. That is not true. Which of the following pest control devices is most likely to be used to control mice? The answer to that is glue boards. Glue boards. 48. Porcupine wires are used to control the activities of what? Porcupine wires are used to control the activities of B, birds. 49. Sticky boards are used to what? They are used for A, locate nesting, feeding, and also harborage areas. 50. A pesticide that's moderately toxic will be assigned with which signal word? A pesticide that's moderately toxic will be assigned with which signal word? Moderately toxic, the warning sign would be B, warning. 51. A pesticide that is moderately toxic would display what? A pesticide that's moderately toxic would display what on the label? It would have D, no symbol. In applying most pesticides with a compressed air sprayer, the initial take pressure should be about what? It should be between 20 and 30 psi. In applying most pesticides with a compressed air sprayer, the initial take pressure should be about C, between 20 and 30 psi. 53. A compressed air sprayer should be cleaned at least once every what? At least a week it should be cleaned. Expected daily, but cleaned once a week. Which of the following is not a proper way of disposing excess pesticides? It's not a proper way. Oh, most definitely. Down a drain. How often should you calibrate your equipment? The answer is D. Anytime changes are made to the equipment, you should calibrate your equipment. 56. Nozzle tips should never be unclogged with a what? Nozzle tips should never be unclogged with a piece of wire. 57. This step of IPM process involves maintaining records and report information. That is called C, communication. 58. This device is used to prevent pesticides from being drawn into the water system should a drop in the pressure occur. Backflow preventer. This device is used to prevent pesticides from being drawn into the water system should a drop in the pressure occur. The answer is D, a backflow preventer. 59. This is the term for the process of emptying the hose into the tank at the end of the workday. This is called back flushing. A is the answer, back flushing. This is the term for the process of emptying the hose into the tank at the end of the workday. That's called back flushing. If the hose of your compressed air sprayer suddenly bursts, you should immediately do what? C, turn the sprayer upside down. 61. Which of the following is not a common pattern that pesticides are distributed in when using a nozzle tip? The answer is A, mist. 62. To winterize large spray equipment against freezing, you should do what? A, you should drain chemical from the tank. B, add water and antifreeze. C, run antifreeze and water mixture through the hose. To all the above. 63. The hoses of spray equipment should be inspected for damage at least what? Daily. The answer is daily. When using a bellow hand duster, the stem should be at the what? When using a bellow hand duster, the stem should be at the top. The answer is A. 65. Where do you find the instructions for cleaning equipment? That would be on C, the manufacturer of equipment. 66. Equipment should be recalibrated when periodically to see if the flow rate has changed. B, anytime the nozzles are changed. C, anytime tips are changed. And D, anytime there's a significant change in the length of the hose. So that'd be all the above for 68. 66. 67. The reason for calibrating equipment is to do what? The answer is C. The reason for calibrating equipment is to check the pesticide flow so it can be applied at a proper rate. 68. Which of the following procedures is not necessary for proper application of pesticides? Which of the following procedures is not necessary for proper application of pesticides? That would be B, using the lowest price pesticide. 69. Which of the following factors is most important when selecting a pesticide? Which of the following factors is most important when selecting a pesticide? That would be C, intended use of pesticide permitted by the label. 70. A pesticide spot application means that the maximum size of any continuously treated area cannot exceed what? The pesticide spot application means that the maximum size of any continuously treated area cannot exceed what? That would be B, 2 square feet. '71. In order to legally treat a large carpeted room for fleas and pesticides, must be labeled for what? General pesticide applications. 71. In order to legally treat a large carpeted room for fleas and pesticides, a pesticide must be labeled for general pesticide of applications. 72. Which of the following statements does not apply to the use of dust? It would be sensitive equipment such as computers should be treated with a small hand duster. That does not apply. 73. Which of the following statements is not true concerning ultra-low value applications? Which of the following statements is not true concerning ultra-low value applications? The answer is D. The most effective use is for controlling cockroaches and other pests in deep cracks and crevices. 74. To effectively control termites, one should be knowledgeable of building construction, should be knowledgeable of proper use of termite chemicals and equipment, and termite biology. The answer is all the above. Which of the following is not an example of mechanical termite control? That would be B. Chemical injection into wood seal. 76. Which of the following is not a general minimum treatment requirement? Which of the following is not a Georgia minimum treatment requirement? That would be A. Chemical injection of infested wood members. 77. When a complete termite treatment, cellulose debris must be removed if what? If it's underneath a building, it can't support the termite colony, it will interfere with proper inspection or treatment of a building. So it'd be D, all the above. The minimum clearance between the wood in a building and the soil is what? It's 6 inches. The answer is 6 inches. Termicide along fumigation walls around footings pipes and to critical entry points must be applied at what rate? Termicide is 4 gallons per 10 linear. We're dealing with termicide. 4 gallons per 10 linear. Number 80. Masonry voids such as tile, concrete blocks, etc. must be treated at what rate? Masonry 2 per 10 linear. Termicide 4 gallons per 10 linear. Masonry 2 gallons per 10 linear. 81. Earth fields next to a building can be legally treated for termites by what? By removing the soil next to the building and treating the area with an approved termicide. Also, drilling rod from the side, drilling rod from the top, and drilling rod from inside the foundation. Any of the above. Under which instance would you not use a termite baiting system? Would not use. That would be whenever a pre-treatment, construction pre-treatment, as a post-construction treatment, near walls, circumcisions of other bodies of water where liquid application is not practical. All the above are appropriate. These are appropriate. Those are right. When installing plastic sheeting of soil for moisture control, the plastic sheet should cover 70% of the soil. The answer is C, 70% of the soil. Pesticide runoff may what? It may damage non-target organisms. It also contaminates surface on underground water and be corrected by proper grading, additional plant vegetation. All the above is correct. Which of the following statement is not true concerning pesticide leaching through the soil? It's A. The answer is A. It is more common in sandy soils than in coarse soils. Which of the following following statement is not true concerning pesticide absorption? Which of the following statements is not true concerning pesticide absorption? C. Increased absorption by the soil increases absorption by the plants. 87. The movement of pesticides in the soil may be affected by what? It may be affected by A. Topsoil, B. Ground cover, and also C. Slope of soil. The movement of pesticides in the soil may be affected by all three of those ways. And if it's on the test, that would be all the above. The primary cause of pesticide breakdown in the soil is due to what? That is due to B. Microorganisms such as fungi and bacteria. The primary cause of pesticide breakdown in the soil is due to microorganisms such as fungi and bacteria. 89. Pesticides may move through the air by what? By ventilation and particle drift. 90. Which of the following statements is not true concerning particle drift? The statement that's not true concerning particle drift is A. Invisible particles suspended in the air. '91. Surface water may be contaminated by pesticides through what? Surface water may be contaminated by pesticides through A. Runoff, B. Leaching, C. Drifting, and D. Contaminated groundwater. All the above. Surface waters may be contaminated by pesticides through all those things. The primary source of groundwater contamination is what? Groundwater contamination, primary source is B. Leaching. Which of the following procedures may prevent groundwater contamination? To prevent groundwater contamination, A. Mix only the amount of pesticides needed. B. Storing unused mix in holding tanks. C. Mix and rinse pesticides at least 100 feet from open wells. D. Avoiding over application of outside treatments. All the above. 94. Which of the following procedures will be the most harmful to bees and other pollinating insects? Applying wettable, it is B. Applying wettable powders, encapsulate materials to the outside area in the early morning. That'd be the most horrible to bees and other pollinating insects. 95. Sickness resulting from repeated exposures to pesticides under a period of several months or a year would be what? Chronic toxicity. That'd be B. Chronic toxicity. 96. The most common way of being exposed to pesticide is through what? Skin. A. Skin exposure. The most common way to be exposed to pesticides is through skin exposure. The most hazardous way of being exposed to a pesticide is through what? The most hazardous way of being exposed to the pesticide is through B. Inhalation. Inhalation is the most hazardous way to be exposed to pesticides. 98. If you spill pesticides on your body, you should do what? You should A. Remove all contaminated clothing. B. Wash affected skin in soap and water. And C. Wash clothing before reuse. 99. Pesticides may be integrated by eating contaminated foods, smoking cigarettes with contaminated hands, eating a sandwich with contaminated hands. All the above. 100. Tremors, nausea, depression, and symptoms most likely occur by pesticides overexposure to what? To the nervous system. When you have tremors, nausea, depression, symptoms like the other cup for pesticides overexposure is the nervous system. This method of pesticide exposes acts the slowest on the body. This method of pesticide exposure acts as the slowest on the body. That would be ingestion. This method of pesticide exposure acts the slowest on the body. That is ingestion. Which of the following will be the most harmful to someone's exposed to which of the following would be the most harmful to someone exposed to a pesticide? That would be LD 50/50. This pesticide application involves a treatment of an area no more than 2 square feet. 2 square feet, spot treatment. Who enforces the Georgia Pesticide Use of Application Act? That would be the Georgia Department of Agriculture. Mechanical pest control devices include A, sticky boards, B, snap traps, C, baits, D, porcupine wire, all of the above. Mechanical pest control devices include sticky boards, snap traps, baits, and porcupine wire for mechanical pests. 106. Which of the following is not a method of termite control used? Which of the following is not a method of termite control used? That would be B, direct contact spray.